Hello and welcome to this live demo of the Spree platform. Today we want to talk about live shopping and how it ties into using the best platform out there to stream on all three platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and your own website, all at the same time. Now, the reason why live shopping is such a valuable tool, you might already be aware if you're tuning into this, is that it's the best way for big brands and retailers to actually connect with their audience where they are. So we all are familiar with TV shopping. Now it's just moving on to social media. And that's why we focus so much on social selling, because it's a great way to connect to your audiences. Um, on the agenda today, we'll dive into how a Spree-powered live works, the anatomy of a Spree-powered live. Why do we call it that? What is involved in using Spree to power your live shows? Next, we'll show sort of the behind the scenes. We'll go behind the curtain and show you how do you actually set up a live show with Spree and show you how simple that process is. And at the very end, we'll take your questions and answer them as best as we can. So that's what the program is, and I hope you're all ready for a great demonstration here. So I'll just dive straight in. And the first thing I wanted to show, as mentioned, is what does a Spree powered live actually involve, and why do we always talk about it in that sense? Well, I'll share my screen with you now so you can actually see what our live demo experience looks like. And this is what I'll be sharing with you now is a simulation of a live show that we've done. And it's curated specifically to show you what a live would be like from the end user's perspective. So your customers who are joining in on your lives, what does that look like? And we have an example for each platform. You'll be able to see here, Facebook, Instagram, and on-site. The first thing we'll show is just what that looks like from a social selling perspective on social media. The best example we have here is on Facebook. Let me just full screen this, turn off the audio. So you can see here we have two fine gentlemen who are walking you through this simulation of a live show. Now, you can always just do a live, go live on Facebook, Instagram, and kind of talk to your audience. But the reason why a Spree-powered live is so effective is you get a ton of tools that are specifically designed to help retailers and brands that are selling to a wider audience and make that shopping experience super seamless. So the first thing we'll dive into is how do you actually buy a product on a Spree-powered live? And what I would like to share with you here, and this is demonstrated throughout the demo, you can actually, I would encourage you to join on the demo itself and actually test out some of these features as you watch along on this live demo. So what we can show you, I always like this example, totally unbiased, but let's just try and buy some champagne, not because of my personal consumption or anything like that, but what you're asked to do, and you can see it on the overlay here, it actually includes all the instructions that the customer receives when they're watching your live show. So in this case, there's a shop code associated with the product. So all you need to do, and the host on the live will also explain this to the viewer, but the graphical overlay is there to simplify it. So if I want a bottle of champagne, I type in the comments shop M. And what this does is it triggers the Spree to register that order. So now that I've typed that in, that product will be inserted in your shopping basket on your web shop. So in this case, all our lives integrate with your e-commerce system. So it could be Shopify, WooCommerce, Magento, any of these. And as you see here, it's nicely reminded me that I've ordered this product and I can go straight to the shopping cart. And this will then lead the user or the customer onto your web shop. So as you can see here, I have a few things already in the shopping cart because of the cookies, but this is the thing that I just inserted in my cart. So you can see the bottle of champagne. And if I wanted to, I could check it out right now without actually having to leave the live. So you only redirect when you click on the cart button. So you can actually continue watching, and this makes for a very seamless shopping experience for your customers, and they can keep adding things into the cart uninterrupted until they're ready to check out. So that's why shoppable lives are such an extremely powerful tool to elevate your sales. And the great thing as well, just to mention is that because you're instructed to do it in the comments, that adds more and more comments onto your live show, which stimulates the algorithm and kind of exposes your live to more viewers, aka more new customers. So it's a great way to kind of hack the social algorithm to grow your lives. And another component that also adds onto this is the competition feature. In the live demo here, as you can see on the screen, we have a competition that asks you to guess how many M&Ms are in a jar. Very simply, that's the format of the competition. It could be anything, but the reason why I want to show this now is that Spree has a built-in competition feature. So you can ask the audience to, I'll just ask the audience to guess or make a guess, and this will then tell them, okay, you have to type in the comments how many M&Ms you think they're in there. Let's just try and give it a show here, or give it a go rather. So let's just say I think there are 192 M&Ms in the jar, and the incentive here will be you can win something if you guess correctly. Now, Spree will automatically, as you can see here, alert you to whether or not you guessed correctly. So there's always a chance for you to interact with your audience in a seamless way that doesn't require any manual admin, and it adds more and more comments onto your live. It makes it fun. It makes it involved from the audience's perspective. They can win something. They get an instant response anytime they do. So lastly, I just wanted to go through what we call the live reminder feature. And why is that a great feature to include? That is because the live reminder is a built-in notification system in Spree. And what you can do is you can curate, or rather, you can collect subscribers on your live reminder list. These are your loyal customers who want to be informed of whenever you're going live. And the system will automatically, let's try this. So to be added onto the subscriber list, it tells us just comment live. And what this does is it adds you to that list so that every time that you go live, your customers will receive an instant message from you saying, hey, we're going live in, so this is just the sign up. It's also done through Messenger. And when you then go live, you'll be reminded every time. So it's very seamless that way. And that just compounds with how many viewers you get on your live, because you ideally want as many people watching as you're on air. So those were just the three core things that I wanted to show you. Now, these are just some elements of what are involved in a Spree powered live, and these are all meant to basically make it a more efficient process from you as a live goer. So I want to show you just how simple all of these processes are actually set up on a campaign. So if we go into the back end of Spree here, I just want to very simply show you the process step by step. So the first thing we can see here is under campaign. So each live show is called a campaign, and you can create a new one by clicking on this tab here. So you have 4 different options. You have live sales, pre-recorded lives, image posts, and video posts. For the sake of this live demo, I just want to show you the live sale. So you name it. We call this one the live demo. So you can always name it whatever you please, just to keep track of your campaign. So the very first thing you're asked to do is just pick a timing. That's whenever you plan on going live. So in this case, let's just say that we're going live tonight or this evening at 7 o'clock. So you add that in, and then you give a rough estimate of how long you want to go live, let's say for about an hour. And then the order deadline is how long do you want this live to actually have the shopping feature? So how long do you want people to be able to make orders and reservations through the Spree system? This can be for eternity and beyond if you wanted to, but most of the time people only have it open for 48 hours to create a sense of urgency. So we'll keep it at 48 hours, which is automatically registered as. Let's dive into the actual setting up of the product catalog that you're going to show off. So this is the back end where you've already integrated with your shopping system. Let's say you have a Shopify store. All of your products will be linked with your Spree account and then your social media lives. So all you do here is you add a product from catalog, So this is synced with your Shopify store as mentioned. And what you can do is you probably have a laundry list of things on your on your shop. So you can just search the specific item that you'd like on there. So obviously I'd like the champagne bottle. Let's include the champagne glass and let's add a few more products just for the hell of it. Let's also add the shoes and the hoodie here. Okay, I think that's good. So here we have a nice little catalog of products on sale. Now, the way that you differentiate between the different products that you want to order, you make your customers type codes as we showed earlier. So you actually need to add a search term. And you can do that very simply. You can customize this from the bottom up, but we have some out of the box search words that we use. So you can just tell it to add letters in a sequential order. So now every item has a specific shop term assigned to it. So as you can see, they're all here. And that's really all you have to do in terms of setting up the product catalog, and that's done. So,
I have a question.
yes, what is the question from the audience?
Is there a limit of products we can add to Spree?
Is there a limit? Well, there's technically not a limit, but we don't recommend that you have your whole catalog in one live. You want to spread it out because the thing about a live show, you do want it to have some sense of exclusivity. So we don't recommend that you have like a 4 hour long live where you just go through your entire product line. That isn't best practice. So we would recommend, depending on the kind of store that you are, let's say if you're a business that has a lot of smaller, cheaper products that you want to just put forward, then yeah, it could be a good idea to have a longer list. But let's say you have a very specific customer base that are interested in, let's say, sustainable products or something like that, or luxury products. You probably want a more narrow catalog, and you could spread that out throughout multiple lives, which we see the most success with in general when you build a consistent routine of having lives spread out rather than one big chunky one. So I hope that answered the question. But technically, yes, you could. Okay, is that it? Okay, I'll move on then to the competition module. As you saw earlier with the M&M's jar. So you can actually add a competition that Spree will automatically monitor. So in this case, let's just create the first type here. We have 4 different types: raffles, quizzes, polls, and treasure hunts. Let's go with the raffle. So you want to call this giveaway or something. So let's say you do a giveaway on your live to incentivize more people to join and give them the chance to win something. So you can define exactly what they need to type in the comment section for them to be enrolled in this raffle. So let's say we choose the word to be win, and then we designate how many people are going to win this competition. So we'll just have one. And basically what you can then set up is, yeah, to have the competition and have the replies that you define. So you actually customize from the bottom up what you send out to your customers. So this could be all within your brand and your tone of voice to let them know that, hey, you've been the lucky winner of this raffle. So you can always add, there's also a great way to add specific instructions, but I don't want to get too much into detail about that. So yeah, this is all customizable in Spree. And on the topic of replies, this is very similar to the next tab here. This is where you define how you actually communicate to your audience via Spree. So every time they place an order or something similar, or like what they will see in their direct messenger, we have the standard blueprints for answers or replies, but you can go in there and customize everything. As you can see here on my screen, I'm adding my text so I can completely align it with my own brand, my own tone of voice. And so the tool is there for you to mold into your own, to match with your own identity as a business. So that's it for replies. And then lastly, I want to get into channels here. And this is where you can connect to your Facebook posts and your Instagram posts. But actually, what you can also do here is you can create lives on your own website, because I only showed Facebook earlier. Now, there's also Instagram, which works in the same way as Facebook, but then you also have the Spree sort of website solution. And let me just show you that here. So this is what it looks like when you go into, sorry about that. So when you have Spree on your own website, so you actually have a website feature where this would be on yours, connected directly with your e-commerce store. And then you can just click on the timestamp of the products that you're interested in and dive straight to them and add them to your cart. So that works very seamlessly. And what you can then do on the back end is what I was going into here, is where you create the live event. So very similar to what we did earlier, this is just how it looks on your website. So you can add a description of what that event covers, and then you add a photo that corresponds to what you'll be seeing on the website itself. So let's just see here. That was this one, yeah. So that is, yeah, that's it for how it works on your website as well. Okay, good. So that covers that. And lastly, the streaming tab is where you actually choose where you want to broadcast your live. So it can either be on Facebook, Instagram, or both. That's possible with Spree, and as well as your own website. So you just tick the boxes here if you want it on Facebook, if you want it on Instagram. So that's really all there is to the setup. It's no more complicated than that. And then when you actually do go live, you will do that through what we call the control center. And you can see the button right here. You just click on that and you'll be able to see how you actually run the live and how you incorporate these product overlays and what I showed you earlier. So if you can, yeah?
We have a question.
Yes.
Should you start with on-site or social media with live shopping?
It's a very good idea to actually start on social media, especially if you already have a big following on Facebook and Instagram, because that's a way to build up sort of a customer culture among your community so that they understand the concept of live shopping, which can be fairly new. So it's a very good entryway into the world of live shopping if you first broadcast on Facebook and Instagram. And then once you kind of know that you have a regular audience that tune in on a consistent basis, it's a very good idea to move them onto an on-site solution because that's the most seamless shopping experience in the sense that it goes directly to the website itself. And so everything lives on in your web shop. But you obviously you can, it all depends on a case-by-case basis. And I think it would be great to speak to a live shopping expert at Spree if you wanted that advice on. But that's, in my opinion, how you can start out by kind of gently getting into it with social selling first. Yeah. So going back to the control center here, this is where you actually show off your product overlays when you go live. And you can see we have so this is a representation of your camera. So we have the before show. This is before you go live. You can kind of hide everything and then build the countdown. And then once you are ready to go live, you just click off that and you're ready to go. And here you can actually, from this panel on the side here, you can then, when you present your products, choose the corresponding item. So let's say I'm showing off the champagne glasses now. I will click on this button here, and then it will show the overlay of the champagne glasses and what the customer needs to type in order to purchase that product. And very seamlessly, if I click off the champagne bottle, you have shoes, and so on and so forth. You get the gist of it. So you can monitor and control all of that from the control center, and it's simulcasted, if that's the word, directly with what you're showing off on the live. So it's always instantaneous like that. And on the side here, you'll see all the questions that your customers write in any of your channels, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or on-site. It'll all be collected in the questions tab, and you can just answer on the live. And that's a great way to build a two-way communication between the the live goer and the live watcher. So yeah, I think that was more or less it. So I hope we gave you a thorough introduction to the world of live shopping and what a Spree like tool can help you with. So if we don't have any, do we have any questions? Good. Then I'll try and answer the other questions from the audience here.
There's a question here that says, with the barcodes, what happens when someone makes a typo while making an order? Let's say they buy shop, their buy code is shop 100, but
Mhm.
the customer writes shoe 100 or shop with 2 P's. What would happen in that case?
Oh, that's a good question. So from what I can recall, sometimes this happens regularly that people they kind of mistype because they're watching the live. But what Spree will do in some instances, it'll be able to actually figure out what the customer's trying to say, even though it's not one-to-one match, and it will kind of read that as a bytecode. But other than that, if you don't get a response from Spree, that's also a good sign that you haven't actually typed the right code. So you can either remind the audience as well that, hey, make sure that you write correctly the exact item that you want, or on occasion it will also be able to be registered as a bytecode as intended. But yeah, that's something that can quickly be remedied just by, looking through the comments if need be. But for the most part, it is quite simple. That's why we also encourage you to keep the bytecodes as simple as possible, because in that way, fewer mistakes occur and it'll be a more seamless process. I hope that answered. Do we have any other questions or? All right. Well, great. I hope you got a lot of information out of this. And as I showed you on the live demo here, we have the live demo experience, which is a very good way to learn more about live shopping and how it has been made much, much easier by those who want to go live and the customer journey. You can go in and experiment that. I'll drop a link in the comments where you can access that. And also, we would love to talk to you if you're interested in live shopping and you want there's a solution to help it all, and you want the expertise of people who have really grounded themselves in this industry for a long time, and we know kind of all the things that will bring forward success for you if this is something that you've considered for your business. So at any point in time, we'd love to talk to you. And yeah, I just encourage you to really give it a go, because this is a really transformative way of reaching your customers. And I think all the signs prove that it is working, and it should definitely be a step in your roadmap if it isn't already. So great. I'll stop sharing my screen here, and then I'll add some links in the I'll add some links in the chat for first let me just find it here. Yeah, the demo experience. And then also, if you would love to get started, you can have a chat with one of my colleagues, and they'll guide you safe. Was that the same one I just linked? I think it was. 1 second, I'll get in there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and we'd love to talk to you if you're interested. So yeah, that was really all that we wanted to pack into this live demo. I hope you found it informative, and if nothing else, you're always welcome to send in questions, and I'll be happy to answer them and get you firmly into the world of live shopping. All right. Well, thank you all. That will be all for now. Appreciate your time, and hope to see you soon. All right. Cheers.